What is going on, all you Pokemon collecting maniacs out there? This is Ryan, the Pika Pika Papa, and I am pumped to tell you guys all about Collectacon. We had just the best time. I learned a ton of lessons. I can't wait to share all of it with you guys. But before we do that, you know what we got to do. Boom! We did it! I can't thank you all enough. You know that I have been asking and begging and just saying, hey, listen, if you enjoy the content, if you can stand my ugly mug, if you can stand my voice, hit that subscribe button because it really goes a long way with helping this channel out. And there's no better way to say thank you to me for all of the work that I do on the spreadsheets and the data dives and all the upkeep than hit the subscribe button. And you all answered the call. And I'm so thankful and I'm so humbled, and I know it is just ridiculous that I'm this excited over 500 subscribers because there's so many more larger, bigger, better channels out there. But I really am, and I'm incredibly humbled because in my mind, there is no more precious commodity on the face of this planet than time. And the fact that you all hit that subscribe button and choose to spend any of your precious time with me is a responsibility I take incredibly seriously. I have the goal for this channel to be the very best Pokemon collecting and investing channel in the world. There is no bar higher than that. That is my goal. When I started this, that was what I wanted to achieve, and we are years and years and years away from that, and I have a ton of work to do to get better. But that's the goal. So I want you to know my videos won't always hit the mark, but I am always trying, I'm always striving to be the very best for you guys because I'm so appreciative of the fact that you choose to spend time with me. And if you can see, look, we got new lighting, we got new background, we got all kinds of cool stuff coming from the Pika Pika Papa space. And it is time for our 500 subscriber giveaway, right? Like, I've been talking about this. We're gonna be giving away a Crown Zenith Elite Trainer box. It is right here. It has been burning a hole in my pocket. And listen, all you have to do is be a subscriber and comment on the video today, Wednesday, or on Friday. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna compile everything. And then on Sunday, we're gonna announce the winner. Wednesday videos, I wanna make sure everybody has a chance to enter. So I wanna make sure if you wanna enter on Wednesday and Friday, I will count that as 2. If you leave a comment Wednesday and Friday, it's gonna count as 2 entries. Because I choose to do that, and I'm the keeper of the contest, and I can do that. So, I am pumped. I really am. I know whoever wins this is gonna be extremely excited. These things are going for like $65, $75 a pop right now, but I promise you, you will not be as excited as I am to send it out to you because I am just incredibly, incredibly thankful for this amazing group of individuals that we've put together. And I am already planning for the 1,000 giveaway. I know we're gonna do another Crown Zenith Elite Trainer box giveaway. Maybe we'll include, maybe we'll do 3 winners. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a booster box. Maybe we'll do I don't know, Evolving Skies Elite Trainer box giveaway. I don't know, but it's going to be massive, I promise you. So I'll get off my soapbox. Just know I'm incredibly humbled and incredibly thankful to all of you out there. Now, Collectacon. Listen, we had a freaking blast. I learned so much. So I have been in the collecting space for 20 years. I've been to tons of card shows. I will tell you, this is my very first dedicated TCG show. Now, there was a lot of sports cards there, and I'm gonna get to that later. I grossly underestimated the amount of sports cards that were there. But it was just amazing. I am excited to share with you guys all of my takeaways, and I am excited to share with you the videos from the event, and we're gonna get to that right now.
What it means that this is Ryan the Pika Papa, and I love everyone. What's up, all you collecting maniacs out here? This is Ryan the Pika Papa and the family. Today we're going to the card show. Let's do it! Woo! Woo!
right, what is going on, everybody? Day 2 here at Collectacon. We're about to head in and splash some cash. We spent the first day doing some reconnaissance, and now we're ready to go in and spend some serious dollars. So Pika Papa family is going to head in there, make some purchases, and Zoe and Kenzie already have their Squishmallows. Mama already has her Squishmallow, and now it is time for Pika Papa to make some purchases. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that? How epic was all of that? I mean, just what an amazing group of individuals. It truly was, and just very thankful for the fact that we got to be a part of it. We enjoyed it so much, we are already planning our trip to Charlotte. So in September, they're doing another Collectacon in Charlotte. I know they have some in Dallas coming up. They have some in California coming up. Those are all too far away for us to bring the kids, but we can load everybody in the van and drive to Charlotte in September. So Pika Papa family, we will be there in Charlotte in September. But now let's get to what you guys really care about, and that is, what did I learn from this show, and what kind of tips and tricks can I share with you guys for when you go to ones on your own? So the biggest one for me was have a hit list. There is a ton, and I mean a ton of super cool stuff there, right? Like you saw in that video, there were some early edition Pokemon comic books that were out. I mean, they had edition 1, edition 3. At one point I was like, man, I'd really like to buy those. Like that could be a super cool background and just a cool collector's piece. And I was like, no, Ryan, no. Stay focused, right? You have a hit list, understand what you're here for, because you can easily get sucked down a million different rabbit holes. Like I brought cash, I left the credit cards in the hotel room, I had my ID and a wad of cash, and that was it. I was not going to stray. I shared with you guys some of my targets, right? I was going to go after some female trainer cards, and I was also going to go after some of the older cards that I talked about. I'm trying to build the back end of my collection, but I was also really interested in building out some of my sealed collection. I wanted to get, you know, some of those top tier sets that I've been sharing with you guys from Sun and Moon. I've been acquiring a lot of the Chilling Reign and the Brilliant Stars from Sword and Shield, but I thought, you know, it'd be really cool to add Evolving Skies in there because I just think it's going to take off like a rocket ship. So I was also looking at a ton of sealed booster boxes, and it was really helpful to me to have that hit list, because whenever I found myself veering off in another direction, I pulled up my phone, I pulled up my notes section because I'd done a ton of research the night before, and I looked at that and I said, is this on this list? And if it wasn't, I said, okay, there will be other times to purchase this stuff. Today is not that day. Walk away to the next table and see what they have, because there was tons and tons and tons of tables. So with that being said, know your prices. This is exactly what I was just talking about. So I did a ton of work the night before we went to the show. I went on eBay. I looked at the buy it now prices, the lowest buy it now prices for any of the products that I was looking at, because I figured if I'm going to be talking to a vendor, if they have something priced at $100, but I can buy it now on eBay for $50, like I would rather give them the money. I know that there's cost to the show, like people have to get there, they have to pay for booths. I would rather support the local people who are there in person, but I'm not going to overpay for an item either. So there has to be some give and take. So I had everything written out in my notes in my iPhone. I had all the items listed. I had the price I was willing to pay, and then I had the lowest buy it now price on eBay. Sometimes they weren't the same, because I just wanted to feel empowered when I went and had a conversation with somebody, because at the end of the day, listen, you set the tone. Nobody's going to wrestle you to the ground, pull out your wallet, take cash from it, and give you a Pokemon card. You are the one who determines if a sale happens or not. It is their job to either meet you in the middle or just say, hey, listen, parties can disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. I had some people who wanted $500 for a booster box, and I told them, I'm like, hey, the eBay comp is $400. Like, I can't pay you $500. I want to work with you. I want to buy this from you, but I'm not going to overspend by $100. And, you know, they just simply said, listen, you know, we think the price is going to go up. We think $500 is fair. And this leads to my final bullet point, was always be respectful and courteous. I said, hey, I totally get it. You're right. This is an awesome booster box. I think $500, I think it's going to be at $500 in no time, so you're super smart to hold on for it. So, you know, I didn't insult them and say, well, you're stupid. Here's, you know, the eBay price. You know, I complimented them because I'm trying to build relationships. I'm trying to build friends in the hobby. And at the end of the day, nobody wants to feel bad about the decisions that they make. You don't want to feel bad as a buyer. They don't want to feel bad as a seller. So a little research goes a long way, and just understand that you are the one who's empowered whenever you're on this, in this debating or haggling situation. I hate that. I really do. I absolutely do. So here's the next thing. Bring the trade bait. And this was the biggest miss for me. I have not an exaggeration, I have tens of thousands of dollars in sports card trade bait just sitting in my house. So you guys have seen all of my videos. You see that I send a ton of Pokemon cards out to PSA, but I've also sent tons and tons and tons and tons of sports cards over the years out to PSA. And a lot of times I'll buy a card for 20, 30 bucks. I'll put $20 into getting it graded. So I'm $50 all in. It'll come back. Thanks to the grade, it'll be a $500, $600, $700 card, something like that. And I have them. I have doubles of them. It's not necessarily something that I'm keeping for any other reason. I could sell it on eBay, but eBay, seller fees are just absolutely crazy. So I could have brought that to the show, and I could have easily met somebody in the middle, that $500 booster box. I could have traded them a card with a value of $500. They would have felt great as an even trade. I would have felt great because I'm only $50 in. And I just didn't do it. I was so distraught that I didn't bring my sports cards. I almost left after the first night, drove to my house, picked them up, and came back. Our house is an hour away from Orlando, so it would have been 2.5 hours round trip, including the time to go inside the house. But I looked at my beautiful wife and those two beautiful girls I had with me, and I was like, I'm not taking 2.5 hours away from them to go do this. There's going to be more shows. There's going to be more opportunities. I'm just going to make sure that I list this as learning, and I share it with my group out there. So you never know what's going to be hot. You never know what people are going to be into. Be responsible when you bring high value stuff. Bring it in the hotel room with you. If they have a safe, lock it in the safe if you're not going to bring it to the show with you. If you bring it in your car, I don't suggest leaving it in the car, but if for whatever reason you have to, make sure it's locked up. Again, it's better to have the stuff and better to have and not need than need and not have, which was the situation I found myself in. So don't be afraid to bring trade bait. Don't. And then this is a big one for me, and I struggled with this. I talked about how I had to continually reference my list. It was hard for me to control my emotions in this event because honestly, I didn't find a lot of what I was looking for. And it was very hard for me not to spend the money that I brought because yeah, I wanted to buy a lot of cool stuff, but I also wanted to create some awesome content for you all. And I thought, how can I deliver on this promise of delivering the best Pokemon channel for collecting and investing in the world if I'm not out here buying stuff at shows? And then I just had to really have this internal monologue where I said, like, you're doing your subscribers, you're doing your viewers a disjustice if you overpay for something, because this channel is all about making good buying decisions. So I really had to control my inner emotions. When I didn't see a lot of what I was looking for, I had to make sure that I was calm, and I had to make sure that I didn't go out and make some foolish decisions, which I'm telling you right now, the show was beautiful. There was stuff everywhere. I could have easily dropped the entire wad of cash in the first hour of the first day. But I've been disciplined. I've done this on the sports card side. It was harder in the TCG space than in the sports card side, simply because the TCG space, I've only been in here for a year and a half. In the sports card space, I have a lot of stuff. TCG, I'm building my collection out right now, and I just kept thinking, man, this would be awesome. Man, this would be awesome. But then I just kept going back to my list of, this is what I'm here for. And if I didn't find it, I wasn't going to buy it. There was a lot of cards that were on my list, but I am a stickler when it comes to condition. So I saw a lot of cards that were priced at near mint pricing, but were in moderately played condition. And I get it. They price it high because they expect people to come in and haggle. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when I buy a car, like, I go to a no haggle car shop. Like, I go to a place where you don't have to haggle. The price is on the window. That is the price of the car. That's the way I like to do business. And I get it. Like, they need to inflate prices a little bit. But I was just shocked at how much negotiation was needed in order to get to some of these prices. And I was also shocked at how some people weren't going to come off of the numbers that they were on. So you saw I ended up buying an Evolving Skies booster box, which I was thrilled about. I paid $320 for it. I think that's a very fair price for me. I think it's a fair price for the seller. They didn't have to pay eBay seller fees or shipping, and I got it right in my hot little hands. And eBay comps are right around $350, so I got a little bit less than that. But I saw a lot of those boxes at $400, a lot of those boxes at $350. It took me a lot of conversations to finally get somebody who was willing to sell it to me for $320, which I felt really good about. There were people where they wanted $500 for a booster box and the comp was $400, and I can't do that. Like, I'm sorry. I respect you. I love you. I understand, but I'm not going to overpay. And I actually ended up buying a booster box on eBay while I was at the show, simply because I couldn't find anybody with the price that I wanted, and there was a great price on eBay, so I bought it. So I'm going to be showing that to you guys too. And the biggest thing to always remember is, listen, there's always going to be more cards. The Pokemon cards, they're not disappearing. There's always going to be more cards. There's always going to be more shows. You're always going to have more opportunities. So don't go in there thinking, oh my God, if I don't buy this now, I'm never going to see it again. Like, it is a huge world out there. There's millions and millions and millions and millions of cards. So you will always get another opportunity. So don't feel like this is your only chance to do something. And then once I was done controlling my emotions, all I had to do was look around me, because it's all about having fun. I am guilty of getting lost in the spreadsheets. I am a huge data guy. You guys know that I have these data warehouses that I update every single month of all of the products because I'm convinced that as we get more and more data, we're going to get smarter and smarter in this space. And I'm a big believer in that. But sometimes I have to tell myself to hit the pause button. Remember, we're here for fun. My kids, you should have seen my kids chasing that giant blow-up Pikachu. They chased him from clear across the convention floor. It was amazing. We got to meet Charizard, which was super cool. We went to a great dinner. We had an awesome hotel room. My kids got all kinds of free stuff from vendors, which helped them, have fun and be engaged. And what was also really fun for me is I've been trying to think about, like, what is my grail going to be? And I really want to build a 1999 Shadowless set. I think that's something that I'd like to do long term. It's going to take a long, long time to do. But I was able to actually feel and hold and look at a Charizard Holo PSA 8 Shadowless. And to me, that's really cool because I don't think I'll have the funds anytime soon to go after a 9, and I certainly don't think I'll ever have the funds to go after a 10. But I got to see the 8 and hold the 8 and look at it, and I feel like that is going to be a great addition to my collection. I feel like the way the card looked is going to make me happy, so I got to do that, which was really cool. And it's all about the hobby, man. Gosh, I will tell you this. I've said this a couple times. I've been to a ton of sports card conventions. They all pale in comparison to this TCG Collectacon that I went to. The kindness of the people, the smiles around the room, just the overall ambiance. Sports cards can be so stuffy. There are people there who just think that they're hot you-know-what, and their poo don't stink, and it absolutely does, like everybody else. So this was just an awesome, humble, amazing group to be around, and like I said, we had so much fun. We're going to go to Charlotte in September and do it all over again. So I hope you guys love this content. Please, 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 if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, leave a comment. I want to give you this Crown Zenith ETB, and I want to start planning for that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We're going to make it a big one, I promise. So, hey, you all have an epic one. I appreciate you more than you know, and we'll be talking again soon. See ya.